Hi, thanks for meeting me here again at Mama's Footprint. This channel is dedicated to all parents and caregivers looking for inspiring ideas and concepts on eco-friendly parenting. This is our third video and our first on a series of tips and tricks. Please check our previous videos for a better understanding of some important environmental concepts and subscribe to our channel for video updates. So this video is special to me because I'll be showing you a few techniques I've grown up observing. These techniques are used to remove hard stains like baby poop, dirt, and food from kids' clothes. I have early childhood memories of seeing my clothes laid out on a huge backyard soaking in the subtropical sun of my home state, Minas Gerais in southeast Brazil. The scenario has changed. I now have a small patio and I no longer live in the subtropics, but the technique my mom has taught me works just the same for my kids' clothes. And the beauty of it is that you don't have to rely on harsh chemicals. I'll mostly be using mild soap, the kind you can actually shower with, so you really don't have to worry about your baby's skin. Note that there are other eco-friendly ways of removing stains out there, using baking soda, vinegar, lime, sea salt, sugar, and even milk. But we'll have those in a separate video. Why am I publishing this video here? Why is the removal of stains an environmental issue? Well, for two reasons. First, because using harsh chemicals increases your ecological footprint. Actually, these chemicals may not only be harmful to the environment, but to your kids as well. I'll be sure to leave a list of chemicals to avoid, as well as some vague terms used to mask specific ingredients. The trickiest part of checking the label is that there's virtually no federal law requiring manufacturers to disclose their cleaning product ingredients. So you may be exposing your kids to chemicals that can irritate their skin, eyes, and respiratory system. According to the Environmental Working Group and Healthy Child, Healthy World, some chemicals may be potent allergens, and to some people, a number of them have been proven to trigger health issues like asthma, anemia, impaired fertility, reproductive and developmental toxicity, and even cancer. For the environment, many of these chemicals are hazardous water pollutants. If you choose to purchase stain-specific cleaning products, make sure you find ones that are third-party certified as green or environmentally friendly products. The second reason to link stain removal to the environment is that many times we may choose to throw away stained clothes. It's just more convenient that way, and children's clothes can be found for a very low financial cost. The environmental cost, however, can be huge. This is not exclusive to children's clothes, but according to Business Insider, the equivalent of one garbage truck full of clothes is burned or dumped in the landfill every second on this planet. Please check our second video to understand the link between landfills and climate change. The fashion industry is responsible for 10% of our carbon emissions, 20% of all industrial water pollution, and it's the second largest consumer of water worldwide, losing only to agriculture. All in all, it's a win-win situation to keep our kids' clothes for longer by removing those stubborn stains as safely as possible. This is a technique I'm calling the sun and soap technique. It can be used if you have even a little patch of sunlight for a part of the day. I have 2 pieces of clothes from my baby girl and a pair of socks and a strawberry stain from my preschooler that I'll be showing you. A disclaimer that this video does contain sensitive images of poop and dirt. The first piece I have here is a clean onesie. I just got it out of the washer. It's perfectly clean except that I forgot to get the stain out. So I'm going to show you that you can remove old stains with this technique. The second one is a doozy. This is the one we'd be tempted to throw away immediately. I swear she was wearing a diaper when this happened. We would typically think that there's no use in trying to save this onesie, but I'll show you that you can. Now, which soap do we use? Any soap, as long as it's bar soap. The reason why you want the bar soap is that you want it to stick to the fabric, and liquid soap doesn't do such a good job at it. I have noticed that more natural soaps will take longer to remove the stain, so you will need to leave it out in the sun for longer. Same thing goes for how much sunlight exposure and how warm it is outside when you lay out your clothes. So for cooler, cloudier days, leave your clothes out for longer. I've used other soaps, but the one I currently use is Dr. Bronner's. For extra protection, I'm using the unscented one, which is meant to use on baby's skin. Start by washing away anything that can come off just with running water. For the clean onesie, I don't need to do that first step, so I'm just going to get the stain wet and apply the soap abundantly. It doesn't work as well if you simply hang your clothes. Because you want full exposure, lay out the clothes flat with the dirt facing up, either on the floor or any surface that gets direct sunlight. This is 3 hours later. Notice that the stain is still there, but it's slowly coming off. Because I managed to get most things done after the kids are asleep, I sometimes place the clothes outside at night. Again, because you're using harmless ingredients, you don't have to worry about them damaging your clothes. Sometimes I leave them out until I have enough clothes for a laundry load, and then I just add them to my laundry. So here's the first onesie, the one that had already been washed, but I realized I forgot to remove the stain. I want to show you that in fact you can remove old stains, which is encouraging because if you have stained clothes hiding in your kid's closet, because you feel bad throwing them away, but you also don't want your kid to wear them or they look too ugly to donate, you can pick those out and apply this technique. The second onesie is the one that would make us want to cry. Except that now you don't have to because you were stronger than that stain, right? Here's the sock my older daughter wore at a friend's orchard. Because it's fresh dirt, I started by making sure I got as much of it off as possible. Again, apply the soap abundantly. You want the soap to stick to the fabric. Here's the end product. Notice it's not completely white, and there's a technique you can use which I didn't have time to do. You basically marinate the socks in a sealed plastic bag overnight, using a tiny bit of non-chlorine bleach and soap. But I'm happy with the result we got for now. Lastly, just to diversify the stains a bit, here's a strawberry stain from Bee's dress. After applying the soap and sun technique, no stain. The take-home message here today is that you don't have to throw your kids' clothes away just because they're stained. And honestly, you can apply this technique to your clothes as well, for things like deodorant stains. The fast fashion industry is out there to convince you that you can get cute clothes for very cheap, so why bother, right? But remember that financially cheap does not mean environmentally cheap. You also don't need to jeopardize your health and your kids' health by using harsh chemicals if you do choose to remove stains. That way everyone is safe when wearing their stain-free clothes. Our upcoming video will cover second-hand gifting. I will show you ways in which you can get your community involved and save tons of money on kids' clothes, toys, books, and furniture. Secondhand gifting is also an opportunity to teach your kids the beautiful lesson of letting go of material things. Not only will you have financial, social, and behavioral benefits through secondhand gifting, but there is a huge environmental benefit as well. I'll discuss the details soon. Stay tuned. But remember that financially cheap does not mean environmentally cheap. You also don't need to jeopardize. This just happened as we were recording. Ugh.